Hello everyone, welcome to another module of the CSO Crash Course series. In this video, we will be discussing one of the committees of CSO under the Internals Division, the Organizational Research and Analysis Committee, or ORGRES. The Organizational Research and Analysis Committee of the Council of Student Organizations serves as the voice of the members and officers of the 48 organizations under CSO. They are responsible for giving out survey forms that aim to determine how an organization's constituents feel about the quality of their activities, member involvement, sense of purpose, and overall leadership within the organization. By providing reports that contain both quantitative and qualitative data obtained from each organization, the team is able to help address the concerns brought about by an organization's members and officers. The insights obtained from the prepared reports aid the organization in identifying their specific strong and weak areas, which ultimately leads to their long-term improvement. Now, what should be expected from ORGRES? Since the main job of ORGRES is to collect data from the members and officers of each organization under CSO, they administer surveys throughout each term of the academic year, each with their own contribution towards building a strong conclusion on the organization's internal performance. There are 3 survey forms that the committee gives out each term: the activity research forms, the online member survey forms, and the online officer survey forms. First, we have the activity research forms. The activity research forms, or ARFs, are surveys aimed towards collecting the feedback of the participants for specific events. Given towards the end of an event, ARFs are provided to those that attended that particular event, who would then have the opportunity to give out their thoughts on certain aspects of the event. For reference, here are the questions that are asked in the ARFs. The data obtained from the ARFs for each activity are consolidated and summarized into a single sheet for the benefit of the organization. These reports are known as the ARF results of an event, which contains the average rating of its participants and their own particular comments, opinions, and/or suggestions that they may have. The ARF results are then sent to the activities project heads for their review and for them to apply whatever feedback they received for that activity in their execution of future activities similar to the one they had done. Next, there are 2 surveys from ORGRES that are more towards establishing an overall view on the organization's performance during the term that it is given, unlike the ARFs, which are specific to the events that they were administered at. The Online Member Survey Form, or OMSF, aims to gain a greater scope of their overall evaluation on the organization and its activities for the term, while the Online Officer Survey Form, or OOSF, aims to gain a greater scope of their evaluation on the activities, training, and overall execution of the organization for the term. These survey forms are emailed to an organization's members and officers towards the end of each term in order to obtain feedback from its respondents, which may then be used to improve itself in the long run. As with the ARFs, here are the questions that are asked in the OMSF and in the OOSF.
The last piece of data that is tracked by ORGRES during a given term is each organization's active member participation. Since all organizations should be able to encourage their members to experience what they have to offer to them, as well as being able to cater to most, if not all, of its members, the committee makes sure to include this metric in determining an organization's standing for the term. For the purpose of this criterion, active members are defined by ORGRES to be those members or officers that are able to attend at least one of the organization's events, which should be evidenced by their signing up through that event's General Attendance Log Sheet, or GALS. The standard set by the team is that each organization should be able to reach at least 60% of its population, which includes both members and officers being considered as active members. Through this, the committee is able to make sure that in a general sense, each organization is inclusive of its members and officers in terms of those that are able to participate and be involved in the happenings that they plan out. Next, in order to have a standardized way of sending out the surveys concerned with the overall evaluation of the organization, i.e. the OMSF and the OOSF, organizations are required to submit a database that contains a list of its members and officers using the template that is predetermined by the ORGRES executive team. This database should contain the respective full names, ID numbers, email addresses, contact numbers, degree programs, and colleges, among others, for all the organization's members and officers. This is to ensure that those answering the survey forms given by the committee are the ones that are actually designated and entitled to give out their opinions by being a member or officer of that organization. Do note, however, that although this is the only document that is required by ORGRES, it is the basis for 2 of the 3 major surveys given by ORGRES as well as the organization's active member participation, so it should always be submitted completely and on time. Finally, all of the data and information that was collected throughout the term is consolidated by the committee into one comprehensive report, called the organization's Term End Report. The ORGRES Term End Report, simply put, is a compilation of the ratings received by the organization for the entire term. Moreover, each of the questions found in the surveys administered by the committee falls under a unique part of the main construct and serves as the basis for the organization's overall term grade. Specifically, the survey forms combine to give an accurate depiction of the organization's clear sense of purpose, member organizational involvement, quality of activities, and leadership. From these, an organization may be able to identify where it is excelling and where it is lagging behind. Through this, the committee is able to fulfill its objective of collecting feedback from organizations that will in turn lead to their long-term internal improvement, which is always the first step towards the best version of the organization in the future. That ends the CSO crash course on ORGRES. We hope that you learned something about our committee. Make sure to know more about CSO from CSO crash course modules in our other videos. That is all, and thanks for watching.